Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with another one of our makeshift team adventures until we can actually make them properly. We are racing some B-Class vehicles. For this, the rules were they had to have a V8. And I've gone for something a bit weird, I say a bit weird and quirky. I wanted to try something a little bit different outside of the obvious choices. So I've gone for an Eclipse. You can swap a V8 into this one. It's all-wheel drive. I mean, the catch is tyres. Didn't have that much choice. It was kind of off-road, the full off-road race tyres. I'm not the only one either that's gone with the Eclipse as an idea. The off-road race is the way I've gone with this. The plan, well, did I say the plan? The tyres would drop the PI to the point where it would work. It was either that or sort of stock tyres, and I didn't really want those. So I couldn't have rally tyres. This is, I'm hoping, the best kind of decision. Sort of, yeah, this is a fingers crossed it's sort of all worked idea. I don't know. It's a little bit of a gamble, a little bit weird. I'm not the only one going for this style of car, though. So we will see how this pans out. Now, I'll be good off the line. I'm all-wheel drive with this. I'm not as fast as the Scout. Those things are monumentally quick. They're very, very light. So, yeah, we're not going to beat that. We're not going to beat the muscle cars for top end. The hope is that I'm going to be quite good everywhere, but we're going to have to wait and see, really, if that pans out. The Land Rover is clearly a handful through the corners. The Scout is a bit of a bugger through the turns as well. Now, I know Rusky's Transit is running slick tyres, is a really wacky sort of a build. Could work. It's sort of a who really knows what's going on. We're going to not find a way past the Scout there. We will try and find a way past. I can't afford to be held up through these corners. So we are going to get past, and we've got to try and run clear if we can with the Eclipse out of the final corner. Now, of course, my tyres ultimately aren't as good as some around here. Oh, who is that? Kimura's floating! What's going on? Why am I even asking? It's Forza, it's not going to make much sense. So yeah, my tyres ultimately aren't as great around here as some vehicles, but they should do all surfaces, and as I said, with the PI that I was working with, I feel like that was as good an option as I had, really. Rusky's Transit, we know, will turn way better than me, but it's going to be down on power. Okay, there's going to be a compromise. If you're running a vehicle on slick tyres, there's going to be a compromise somewhere, and that will likely be power. I mean, the aerodynamics of the Transit aren't great. It's not going to have good top speed. Okay, sure, B-Class cars are not exactly going to be rocket ships, or B-Class cars built to vaguely do sensible things aren't going to be rocket ships in a straight. You could build a B-Class car with many thousands of horsepower, but it won't work around this track here, for example. If we can get this thing slowed down. So we've got, that's a terrible final corner by me. Not got that right at all. So far, we have got the two Eclipses with the sort of extreme off-road tyres leading the way, followed by a Transit that's gone the complete other direction. Yeah, it's the case of the extremes in this one. We will have a little bit... I definitely know I can take that way better. There's way better line through all of that. And we may... I think it's going to be the Battle of the Eclipses. I feel like this might have been the way to go. I mean, this is what we're... Bloody hell, we're miles clear of the rest. The Scout's battling back there. In third place, trying to get the third position. Oh, that is still not... I'm not driving this car great. I think I'm probably overdriving it a little bit too much. There is a huge amount... If you put the V8 in this car... No, I'm still not quite got that line right through there. If you put the V8 in this with the tyres, you don't have much room for upgrades, so these cars are going to be pretty similar. I did try messing around my gearbox, and I'm not sure whether I've made it better or worse. But certainly they had a better run out of that final corner. Oh yeah, it's also to keep the PI down, you do have to have like Forza Aero on the back, I think, was required. I have put Forza Aero at the front, because I've struggled sometimes with these tyres getting them to turn in, and that will cost you a little bit of straight line speed ultimately, but yeah, I don't know, there isn't going to be many differences between these builds. Oh god, I'm just not driving it very well is the bigger difference on this one. I also have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to tuning. I don't know if the car ahead will have any of that sort of stuff done. The Transit is up into a third place again, so we're back to all the extremes on the podium one way or another. Yeah, I mean, my car is... obviously there's something I've not done with it, something I don't know what I'm doing with it in all of this, because we're a good second a lap down on an identical car with pretty much an identical style build, so yeah, I definitely need to get better at this bloody game. But we are clear of the Transit back there. We're not really going to have any trouble from that. I think it's Transit followed by 2 Scouts and then an Audi. It's a weird selection of vehicles. Don't know what's going to happen when we get off-road. I had no PI for suspension on this, so we're on the standard suspension. I think the PI I put into brakes. I think that's what I went for. I didn't have very much, but what I did have went into giving the car... We couldn't even get race brakes because it ran out of PI. I think it's sport brakes, and that was about it. So yeah, no suspension, so it's going to be fun when we go off-road. Broken floating BMW for good luck. Sure. I mean, we've seen cars get held and pinged into the sky, but I've never seen one just stuck there the entire way. Ooh! It looks like the Defender fought with the Gremlin. I'm not sure who came out better of that one. Who did get that one? The Gremlin got it in the end just by a 1/10 or so. God dear. So, yeah, I mean, the sensible, the muscle cars, they didn't have a great time. The Japanese cars with an American V8 shoved in them were kind of the way to go in that one. We head off-road for our next race. The River Scramble is likely going to... Oh, we're a long way down. So likely going to be okay for me. Now, we are, of course, on the off-road race tyres. Now, we don't have the ground clearance for... There's only one water splash on this track, actually, which the likes of the Scouts and the Land Rover are going to be good through. So yeah, should be pretty fast on the way around this circuit. Yeah, we're going to have to fight our way through the pack though with the Eclipse. We know we're good off the light. The poor Transit is going to have a horrible time. Slick tyres are not going to like this. That is just, you know, it's the price you pay. The price that was paid was that Transit was hopefully going to be better at the tarmac circuits, but I wonder if it's so down on power that outside of the really twistiest stuff, it's just not quite going to work. Of course, the Transit will be very quick around these first few corners. We would expect that. As we pop out of ghost mode, we're going to get a little bit stuck behind things, and then we're on to the dirt. Oh, okay, I just got that checkpoint. That was very close. That was very close indeed. I was trying to avoid running into trouble, and that did not work quite in my favour. Down to a second to try and get that car out of the corner. Oh, God, turned in too much again. But I got very good turn-in response in this, which is, I guess, to be expected. To a degree, we've got the right tyres for all of this. Let's see if we can... We've got to try and get sort of clear of traffic. Part of the reason I'm trying to take slightly different lines. I'm just looking for ways past cars that we can get ourselves up into 7th place. Oh, a little too early on the brakes again. The RS6 pinged off the wall. That is a scary sight. That is a big car to have in trouble in front of me. Right, slow it down as we head back onto the tarmac. We'll launch it off of there. It's a big fight for the lead of the race that I want to be a part of. We haven't had a great first lap. I mean, we were coming from further back than everybody else. But yeah, we got a little bit stuck. Hopefully, as they're all fighting, the other Eclipse has got to the lead of the race. That will probably vanish off into the distance. Now, I don't seem to be able to quite get the same out of this car, and even if I could, even if from now on I'm setting identical lap times, is to see the gap that's already there. I've got a lot of big off-roaders to deal with and a Gremlin. That's what we've got up here. Off-roaders and a Gremlin to try and fight our way past. If I can find myself in the right gear at the right time, perhaps. The Defender, I mean, I approve of the colours of the Defender. It's probably just quite heavy. I should think that's where it's struggling here, is the weight of that is going to be considerable. The Scouts are light SUVs, light trucks, so and they have generally been pretty fast in Forza games in the past. Can we barrel our way through here? The defenders all crossed up going down the hill. Clonks into the wall. We're going to try and chuck it down this section. Now, be neat and tidy coming onto the tarmac. Oh, I say trying to be neat and tidy. There would also had to take emergency avoiding action as Ewan and Deathstrike got connected a little bit through there. Come on, let's go chase down a Land Rover. We can pass the Land Rover this lap, that would be good. You can just see the Land Rover just cannot take the speed through the corners that we can in the Eclipse. If we can pass the Land Rover here, we can then maybe focus on trying to chase down the Gremlin or the other Scout. I think we're going to just lose too much time. Downside the Land Rover, it's a big bloody vehicle for us to try and get past. We did not get it done soon enough there. We lose a little bit, of course, through the water splash. Defenders up a little high through there, but I'm not close enough quite to make the most of it. That's, I say, fine. That's what it is. We aren't under. Yeah, I don't quite get going down here very well. I mean, we're not likely to have as much power as the Land Rover, of course. We're much lighter and all that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe my gearing's a little funky in this. It just feels a little sluggish, but that is what it is. The Land Rover's had a good sort of mid part of this lap. In that section there, the defender is seemingly quite quick on. This is where we can then really reel it back in again. Just the tiniest kiss on the wall. Can we hunt a Land Rover at this point? I'm not sure. Ewan's right behind us. The other Scout is busy battling away with a Gremlin. We can just... the speed, the momentum we can take through turn one there is enough to see us past. We're up into fourth. Can we get an Eclipse on the podium here? We sort of park it a little bit through there. Ewan's got the move done on the defender as well. The Gremlin's busy battling the Scout, which is good news for us. That is what we kind of want to see. I've actually got it turned well enough that time I can try and aim for the narrow point, but Ewan can just carry more speed to a degree there. However, did not carry the momentum through the corner. Gremlin's up to second. Ewan has fallen back. Maybe that tight line's just not quite working for the Scout there. The other Scout has all... So me and the Gremlin have kind of got a similar sort of straight line speed. These have got I've got 415 horsepower in my vehicle, which is not a small amount for B class. I would presume the Gremlin may have a similar amount. I imagine that would have the V8 swap that lots of vehicles get. I might be wrong, but I'd be very surprised if it didn't. And as we come on to the tarmac section, yeah, I mean, we kind of close on the Scout in these corners. It, much like the Land Rover, is struggling a fair bit on the grip front. The Gremlins had a good end to that lap and buggered off. Now, okay, one lap to try and get ourselves onto the podium. Can we do it with the Eclipse? It's been a fight. There's no doubt about it in this one. Unless we make a big mistake, we should be safe from Ewan. That's just too far back to find a way past. Deathstrike's fallen away a little bit with that defender as the race has gone on. And again, it's another relatively spread out race. Oh, did the Gremlin miss a checkpoint? I think it did on the final lap of the race. That is unlucky. That thing had done really well. It had a great race up until then. It is very easy to do on some of these checkpoints. They just make that little mistake and end up missing it. And we know the Scout's fast down here. We know that much. There's nothing we can do about that. I can't go any faster. We're flat out. We can just be brave and try and get it spot on all the way down the hill here. And then it's the corner coming onto the tarmac. That's where, if I can get it right, we can maybe make a heap of time on the Scout. Here we go. We've got alongside. The Scout will have the straight line speed. Can it maintain the momentum through here? It's sliding. It's going to be too sideways. Oh, we will cross the line. We will take second place in that one. The Scout got a big slide mid-corner and just lost all its momentum. And there we go. I will take it. It is second place for... It's a 1-2 for the Eclipse. The Scouts are third and fourth, although the Gremlin should have been up there. The Gremlin was unlucky in that one, fell back with a missed checkpoint. Yeah. It was a fun fight through the field. I don't think I had an answer to the front there. I don't think I could have kept up regardless. But, yeah, we had a fantastic, fantastic battle through the field. And yeah, managed to get ourselves up into second. We are back onto tarmac for the next race. Ooh, and the Eclipses are a long way back. I mean, it's probably fair, to be honest. They've been very quick. Transit might be fast around here. The Emerald Circuit is... I mean, there's some sort of fast... Sort of half the lap is a fast section, and then there's a nasty little bit where you sort of wiggle your way past the hotel. Some very nasty street furniture as well, especially sort of a stone wall. We're going to have to be careful of that. I mean, expecting the Eclipses again to be quick around. If they're quick around that first circuit, they're going to be likely to be fast around here, and they're not as unwieldy as the Scouts and the Defender, for example. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. I think it's going to be the Eclipses versus the Transit, but you never know what might pop up with some of these races. So sometimes something will work, will carry a lot of speed when you don't expect it. The Scouts do launch very, very well. They get off the line incredibly well. Light all-wheel drive, that sort of good stuff. They can get clear. Ooh, I think I had a bit of debris go under the front of my car. It didn't really like going through there, but we only had a little brush on the wall, nothing too bad. Oh, we're going to be... Oh, no, we're going to be on the outside of all of that. I mean, not much more I could have done with that one. The Mercury locked up and couldn't stop. It's the risky take when you go to the outside of another car. You know, I'm putting my car there on the assumption that the other vehicle is going to get the corner right. But if they make a mistake, you know, not talking about intentional, but if they make a mistake like that case there, they just lock the brakes into that corner, it's going to unfortunately affect me. And that is the choice you have to be aware of if you try to go around the outside of somebody. Which, yeah, it was... We would have carried the speed, we would have got that done. However, unfortunately, yeah, just a little mistake from the muscle car put me in trouble. So we've got a lot of work to do here. I don't think we're going to be winning this race after that start. However, we can, you know, still work our way up through the field a little bit and see what kind of a fight we can put up. All of the big vehicles are battling against each other up ahead, which is quite entertaining to watch. We'll see if we can join in with this. I'm glad someone had already cleared that out. It's really nice. It's not even... So there is a wall through there. There's also just like some rocks on the floor that you don't really see at all because they're hidden behind a bush. And I'm really glad. I think the Challenger had cleared it out, or it's possible it wasn't even sunk on my screen and someone else had done it. Because, yeah, it meant you could be really aggressive. We carry loads of speed through there and not have the debris in the way. We're up to 7th anyway. We've got the 2 big SUVs. That was too brave. Okay, fair enough. That's a sign of I'm just trying to do everything I can, and that was a little bit ambitious. Deathstrike was playing its risky with the checkpoint through there. We can be flat all the way through here with the Eclipse. The other Eclipse has got to the front. It might be ambitious getting me on the podium. We're going to try, but... I think this might be a time where we see one of the Eclipses not on the podium. But yeah, we'll give it a damn good shot if it's possible. It's not the longest of tracks this. We've only got a couple of laps to make any more forward progress. Oh, I made a mistake down there. Oh, God. Again, turning in just a little too soon with the car. Apparently I'm expecting more understeer with this one than I'm actually getting. Like up ahead I can see, I think, is that the Scout fighting away with the Gremlin, possibly? Yeah, we're okay. We've pulled a little bit more of a gap to Angus, so we're not under immediate threat from the Mustang. I think 5th is really the best we're going to get out of all of this, if I'm honest. The gap ahead of Ewan is just too big to really do much. And then we've got to try and find a way past the Defender, which we've definitely got the pace to do it. It's just where can we get the nose alongside. Here might be the best opportunity we're going to have. We will clear the Land Rover. Can we chase down... Oh, okay, I thought I'd given the... I thought I was actually clearer of the Land Rover through there than I apparently was. Oh, the Gremlins missed a checkpoint, so that's dropped that one back. Yeah, we're now going to try and chase down the Ewan. So where is the battle over third place? There is the Scout. It's the Scout and the Transit. Sorry, battle over second. Scout and Transit are going at it. Can we catch and pass the Scout before the end of it? I mean, if one of those vehicles misses a checkpoint, that would be helpful. That would give us a shot at the podium. However, that is about it. Because yeah, they just run out of time. Carry as much speed as we can through there. Unfortunately for me, Ewan's vehicle is about as fast, and we're running a little too deep through there. That is such an annoying bit of debris. I was hoping it was gone because the vehicles had hit it enough, but no, it gets reset. Because yeah, that's the line you want to take. I think if I squeezed Deathstrike onto that, it was not intentional approval. I think Deathstrike did what I just tried to do there, and it's sort of you go for that like nice quick line on the exit, and you naturally sort of go to dive a little bit more to the inside. But that's just where the rocks are. Yeah, got us on that one, which is a little bit of a shame. I don't think we would have caught Ewan anyway. I think we were just going to run out of time. Yeah, I mean lap time wise, it was close between the rest of us in that one. Not quite as fast as the lead Eclipse, but yeah, after a poor start, not a bad recovery all the way up to 5th. We are back off-road for our next race. We're on a cross-country circuit. I quite like this layout. As far as cross-country circuits go, it sort of loops its way around the temples. Should be a fun race. We've got the Eclipses are towards the front. The Scout might be quite fast here, and certainly their acceleration is going to help. I think ultimately the grip we're going to get from the Mitsubishi is going to be stronger. We'll see how it goes. The Gremlin should put up a good fight as well. I'm imagining the speed that thing's taking, I'm imagining that's all-wheel drive swapped. If it's keeping up with the all-wheel drive Eclipses, I'd be really, really surprised if it wasn't. It does get some big rear tyres, and by the looks of it, is using all of those big rear tyres. So yeah, I would presume that is the way that is gone. It's got, of course, got a lot more PI to play with than my vehicle. The Scout, of course, just can't quite carry the corner speed. I'm not sure quite what the best line is through all of these, but we are out the other side. Here comes the Scout with that acceleration. So yeah, we can't match that. It's, you know, let it do its thing. Oh, but we will outturn them through here. It might get stuck. We may well have the Scouts battling with the Gremlin, and it might all be an interesting battle over whatever position it ends up being. Oh, the other thing is the water. Yeah, the Scout is going to like the water that little bit more, so it can carry more speed through there. We can chuck the Eclipse through that section. Second gear was maybe, I don't know what I wanted through there, really. I didn't like the stock gear ratios in this car. I've tried to change them, and I'm still not sure I'm happy with them. It certainly does feel like it's bolted down sometimes. Oh, second place got that one wrong, and we are out the other side. It's been an okay first lap. I didn't really want to end up in the back of that one. If I could have helped it there, it's just cost me a little bit of momentum that is quite important. A little bit of lag going on from that vehicle. Not quite sure where it's going to end up at any given moments in some of these, up towards the jump. So we're going to lose maybe a little bit on the landing. We haven't quite got the suspension. We're pulled clear of the Gremlin. Don't know what's happened to it. Gremlin's gone missing in action. The Defender is up to 5th. Right, we've got to kind of probably not have done the jump into the water. We've got to have a better run through there. We've got to really make the most of our corner speed when we can. We're not fighting with a Scout at the moment. That's good news for me. Ewan goes wide through all of that. We will try and get on the power as soon as we can. Yeah, where are we going to find the pace? This final corner is very narrow. The Scouts don't like it that much, although I keep thinking the final corner is later than it is. That is just my inexperience at this track. They're still side by side. They've swapped places about 5 times this lap. We're going to chuck the car in to turn 1, and we're going to make up some ground here. We might actually get past Ewan. I think there was a little laggy boop between these two. It's a little bit difficult to judge against that one, because I'm just not quite sure where it's going to end up. We carried a lot of speed on the way in, but don't carry it on the exit. The Land Rover is coming to join in the fun. we're just kind of ensnared in this battle. Right, now we've got to try and really avoid the water here if at all possible. That would make a big difference. Bigger difference to me than it does to the SUVs. We are through, we're out the other side. Defender's looking around. We don't know if I wanted second, probably not. Maybe third would have been better out of there. Get off the railing. So this is of course where the defender's using its power. I say the good point for me is we go through this twisty section just before the run to the line. So I'm kind of hoping... Oh, Ewan has hit the building! Oh, yeah, so I kind of hope that final corner, because it's such a nasty final corner, we could just build a gap if one of the faster cars is behind us. Well, we've got 2 Eclipses on the podium again. Can I make it up to second? Will we have trouble with the Land Rover before the end of all this? I don't know. We lost a little bit on that bump. Didn't need that. No, we're in a little bit of trouble now. The defender's going to have to go the long way around here, of course. We will get on the power sooner. But do we have enough power? I want to get across. I'm not trying to get across to block the defender per se. I want to get across because I want to try and land as little in the water as possible. I don't think we can get second. We needed to not have that. Just the lightest of bumps on the back of the Scout has kind of cost us. Defender's looking, but it couldn't make it work there. We have got a couple more corners to go. Probably the strongest section for my vehicle coming up here. As long as we can get through this final corner without hitting the wall. Oh, and the Scout's made a right mess of it. Oh, we're going to steal it at the death. There's a little bit of a lag. Oh, no, wait, one more lap. Never mind, it's not at the death. Why did I think that was the final lap? It's been an intense race already. God damn it, I wish that was the final lap. Because we did sneak past and the final corner there. This is the bit where we kind of struggle. Up the hill, we just don't have the power, we don't have the momentum going on, but we are up to the top of the hill, clear. Oh, I did not realise that was going to carry so much speed there. I thought I was well. I looked back and there was a big gap to the Scout. I didn't realise it was all of a sudden there. I wonder if when I look back it slightly pinged backwards and then that was it pinging forward. Who knows? But it is still there looking for a way past. It's not going to be able to do anything through here. We will take us a little bit of a tight line from me. Not really what I want to do. I kind of had to just make it. A little bit of a slide through there that I'm not wanting. We have just one corner to go. And thankfully that is a corner where the Eclipse is fast. And it's a huge battle to the line. I think Ewan's going to steal a spot on a podium there. Huge battle for second, for third, sorry. It was a big battle throughout that race in all of that. We were in the fun part. Yeah, we might not quite have the fastest of the Eclipses, but we were having the fun race. Actually quite close in terms of lap time between me and significant. On that one, it was Ewan's that was a monstrous. In fact, it was the Gremlin. Steve's Gremlin was even faster, but I maybe missed a checkpoint or made a mistake, fell back. Did catch back up to the pack in that one. That was a manic race. Once again, 2 Eclipses and a Scout are on the podium. So, normally I don't film this bit in between races while we go to set stuff up, but I have spawned somewhere I shouldn't have done. I've spawned inside. Spawned inside one of the temples. Oh, I've really broken it now. This isn't supposed to happen. Can I could just drive straight out. That's a new one. I've never come across that before. That's really strange. Oh, well done, Forza. Well done, Forza, indeed. We head into the final race of all of this around a very twisty street circuit. We are not too badly positioned on the grid. Now, the Transit is definitely going to be one to watch here. This is the sort of track where that is likely to do. If a slick-tired car is going to do well around any of these circuits, this one is definitely right up there. It's twisty, it's narrow, the grip advantage is going to be quite good with the Transit. A couple of dangerous places around here, missing checkpoints and hitting bollards, which hopefully I'm going to try and not get tangled up with. We'll see what we can do. Now we know the Scout is going to launch like crazy. It's not going to like this track though. It's struggling grip elsewhere. This is even more kind of grip intensive, I think, in some ways than the Emerald circuit we drove around. So, yeah, we should be able to deal with that. I don't think I have quite got the balance of the other Eclipse, so I'm expecting that one to go past me, and then we will see what happens. Oh, I didn't want to end up squeezed into a bollard. There was a gap through there that we can find. The Scout is going to be slippy, slidey. It might have... Oh, okay, did not have the grip to do that. Forgot, I'm not driving an A-class sort of grippy car. Oh, the Scout took out the street furniture, and a little bit laggy from the Scout. We'll move ourselves up into a second place, and I tried to be sneaky, and it's not worked. Never mind. We're going to lose said second place. Tried to take a really tight line and just misjudged it a little bit. Yeah, I'm not quite used to... I say not quite used to this car. I'm just trying to... I think again, it's just trying to overdrive the car. I think I should just accept we've not quite got the pace of the leader and focus on our own race, not doing something stupid and messing up out of second. Where is that Transit? The Transit's still sort of stuck in the big cluster of vehicles. Oh, there we go. We're through there quite nicely. And bubble the curb a little bit. Hold the power down all the way through here. We should be flat there, no problem, and indeed we are. Are we flat through here, do we reckon? Yeah, that'll be flat next time around. That can definitely do it. And yeah, we're kind of going to be rear gunner for the Eclipse squad. Just got to stop hitting that bloody wall. If the Transit or Gremlin starts to try and make a move, that's going to have a look, but it's going to not be able to hold it. I wouldn't have thought. Into turn one, we will get the Eclipse back alongside. The only problem I've got is we're on a wrong line through here. We're going to try and be sneaky. Yep, that's what we wanted. Because it was on such a funky line, that Scout, it was never going to be able to cover that off. I really need to not hit that wall on the final corner this time around. We've not hit it hard, it's just hitting it enough that it's putting me back in danger of being overtaken, so we get sort of stuck in these fights for position that we don't really want to be. It's now the Gremlin that I think is a different sort of a beast in terms of a car to race. I feel like that's a little bit closer matched to me in terms of style. You know, it's not going to breeze past me on the straight, but we haven't got the big advantage in the corners that we do against the Scout, for example. We carried a good chunk of speed on the way into there. That's not quite the line. Through that one. I mean, it's difficult for the Gremlin. This is a difficult track to overtake around in general if someone doesn't make a mistake, because, I mean, well, you're going to have a dive down here. You don't really want to. This is a iffy corner to be having a go at. You get it wrong, you hit the bollard on the inside. And then here, if you can get up you can put a nose up the inside, you can outrun cars, but the Gremlin can't do it. So yeah, we're going to be on defensive duties. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, I'm in trouble, but thankfully they'd obviously had a bad corner behind me as well, because we got... But what it takes is like one corner you get out of shape, and then you're out of shape for the next one. The Gremlin's really trying to fend off that Transit. The problem the Transit's got is it has all the grip in the world, but it just can't live with the acceleration of some of these other vehicles. The race tyres on that, the slick tyres, have taken up so much PI, it just hasn't got the power to fight with me, the Gremlin, and so on, because as soon as we get to a straight we just run away from it, and yeah, then it gets stuck being held behind us in this twisty bit, so it can't really utilise its speed. Can't get out of that corner very well, it would seem, but as long as we don't do the same wandering wide that we did last lap around here, we can focus on getting up the hill nicely, which we do, and the Gremlin is not going to be close enough to have a dive into the final corner, although I haven't really got that corner. I haven't really got the final corner down yet. I'm either hitting the wall on the inside, or I'm just not feeling like I'm carrying enough speed through there. Into turn one we go. A little bit of understeer mid-corner. That's okay. It's a very, very difficult overtaking spot through turn, I guess, one-ish? I'm not sure what the corner number. It's very difficult to pass through that section. Again, down this hill, also a difficult spot. The Gremlin's there looking. Oh, I might have actually made a bit of a beans of that one there. We're going to be on the outside of it. If I can get the power down. Yeah, I didn't quite get my car turned in well enough through there. I didn't get the change of direction right. And the gremlin's got us. Ah, that's annoying. We fended off the gremlin. It was going to be an Eclipse 1-2, and I beansed it on the final lap. Yeah, I just didn't get the change of direction done in time, and I left a gap where I really, really should have done better. Well, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Enjoyed that race. Enjoyed the Eclipse. It was a good car. Very, very strong car overall. Yeah. I'm doing something wrong with the vehicles. Either I've not figured out this game well enough, or there's some trick with builds or tunes that I'm not doing. Something is definitely not. I'm not there yet. The Eclipse is a very, very strong car, though. There's no doubt about that. Should have had second there had not made a little mistake. But yeah, I was expecting the Transit to be a little faster there. I think it probably could have been. I think it's just sat behind vehicles and just unable to exploit the grip from those tyres. But there we go. That is going to be it for this video. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus the Community sign up section and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.